So YouTube blocked my music video of Tail of the Dragon, so I thought it would be a great opportunity for a repost with a Bitcoin voiceover. This is my short take on a 2-hour, 15-minute podcast with Alex Goldstein that I found on the Investors Podcast Network. So our first world quote-unquote problems include the ability to invest carefully and conservatively, but move fast and break things with max profit. We can start a business, a 401k, have multiple job opportunities, own a gun or 2 or 3, and there can be some downsides like property seizures or jail from tax evasion, Robinhood app forcing sales of your stocks or crypto, and only a substantially corrupt government. These are just a few first world probs, but generally I'd say we have it pretty good. In my last video, I talked about how you're better off joining an activist group rather than sending money and hope it helps. But in Mr. Gladstein's podcast, he covered third world humanitarian efforts, how 80% of money gets tied up in bureaucracy, aka their pockets, and what people are doing with Bitcoin's decentralized transactions. But people in Iran, India, Sudan, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and beyond are taking the orange pill and becoming their own banks. Rather than deal with a tyrannical government, rapidly collapsing currency, runaway inflation, excessive money printing, forced spending, cartels, and evil corporations, Coca-Cola, people are selling everything, including their homes, converting the money to Bitcoin, fleeing the country with their Bitcoin safely in cyberspace, and resettling in better countries. So, not unlike California and New York. But here's a tidbit from one of Candace Owens' podcasts / interviews. A woman from Zimbabwe says that over there, you wake up in the morning and the news tells you just to draw in and add 1, 2, or 3 zeros to your current dollar so that they don't have to print more. This is an image of 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollar. It's worth about 40 cents US, and it'll buy you 1 chicken. So here's a side note. Bitcoin is apolitical. Libertarians love it. Minimalists and freedom lovers embrace it. It exposes corruption and communism. It destroys socialism and removes the middleman from transactions. But back to America, now that I've somewhat covered the life and death of a currency. Also, if you haven't already, please hit the like button because congratulations, you made it this far. So, China virus created a situation where our government, according to livemint.com, printed just over $3 trillion in 3.5 months. Now, in the Bitcoin / crypto world, 1 month is like 5 years, but there will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever. It is the opposite of printing money. What do you think happens to those who have taken the orange pill and those who have not in 5, 7, or 10 years from now? So currently, investors worldwide are buying Bitcoin and hodling / holding as a store of value, like a savings account that yields 200% a year. And when it comes to moving large amounts of Bitcoin with selling your home and fleeing countries, the crypto network is absolutely perfect. In the not too distant future, when Bitcoin moves from a store of value to a use case monetary network, those who don't invest now will be left with only second layer uses, which is not exactly a bad thing, but all of these will contain higher fees, and corporations will, of course, make money off of it. Starting now, your time is on your side. So I'm not trying to sell anyone anything, and I haven't spent 777 hours listening to podcasts and going down rabbit holes just to waste my breath and time on a video. I'm here to help if I can, though, but be an investor now before Bitcoin hits 200,000 by the end of this year, and just question it later. But always be safe and smart with your money. Knowledge is free, and it's everywhere. And this wasn't in the podcast, but honestly, it's okay to want greater sovereignty over your wealth. It's okay to take the orange pill and begin to question everything. And it's okay to stop being the government's scared little obedient bitch. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Love you all, ride safe, and I'll see you next week.